what is a gym item as I increase like my home gym or add to it?
Mm-hmm.
What's a gym item that maybe as you were building your own gym at home that you're like, oh, this is something I didn't know I needed?
Do you have a take on that?
And then like maybe like when you got it, you're like, oh, this was a game changer. I'm thinking like maybe it was chalk. Maybe it was, I don't know, a deadlift.
I already have my answer.
Oh, you have your answer?
I'm
Okay.
just curious what Jeff thinks.
Let's sit in silence for a little bit.
I don't know. I'm thinking
a moment
on
of
it.
silence.
Moment of silence is
All the
everything.
people with the Chinaman racks. Those poor souls. Buy American. Buy the Strength Co.
China.
Nothing comes to mind
Okay,
immediately.
so the biggest thing
I'll
that
keep
I would
thinking.
say that was a game changer is a game changer for me is not really fair for the home gym consumer.
Okay.
But for someone that's built a few gyms and has worked out and built gyms, having the ability to have multiple stations. So a lot of people I will tell to make an 8x8 rack, take maybe 2 sheets of 4x8 plywood, put them together so it's 8x8, put rubber on top, and put your squat rack in the center or behind it. And then you can, squat in one area and then deadlift in front of it, which is nice. But even on an 8x8 platform, you might run out of a little bit of space. You might run out of plates. But when I was in your gym today and I was looking at it, and you have some extra rubber flooring now, which is nice. But I think the nicest thing is to have your squat rack separate from your deadlift platform.
Okay.
And this also requires that you have 2 barbells. It doesn't require it, but makes it really nice.
It makes it nice, yeah.
And also that you have a full double-sided deadlift jack. So if you have your own deadlift station, what's really nice, you go in, you do your squats, you finish your squats, and then you start pressing. And like during your first rest set of presses, you go over to your deadlift jack, you jack up your other bar, you put 135 on, and you put it at
start
rest.
doing
And you pull a set of 5, 135, easy day. You're a 335 pound deadlifter. That's not going to take away from your presses.
Lightweight.
Yeah. You go into your second set of presses, boom, and you go and you put 225 on the bar.
Okay.
And you pull a set of 3. But just like not having to like put it all away. So like when I worked at the Strength Coach Custom Mesa, or when we had the Villa Park gym, or when I do the one in Greenville, South Carolina, like I was benching heavy. Lately, I've been, if I have a bench and deadlift day, I've found that like squats, I like to do first, but deadlift, I like to do my upper body lift first. I don't know. When I go into the deadlift, I feel like the deadlift's kind of like harder to warm up. So I like to like bench first or press first, whatever I have to do that day. So I'm benching and I like work up my first triple on the bench. I have 5 sets total and boom, I hit it. I'm like, let me go set up my deadlift. I hit 135. I walk around the gym, get some steps in, come back, hit my second triple, bench or deadlift 225. And so it's not so much to save time. I mean, it is to save time, but it's just you feel kind of more efficient. But I think because you're using that whole gym, like if you had it set up a little bit differently, I think having 2 stations is kind of nice. And even like where your plates are stored, because you have those extra plates, right? So you could take 2 of those nice Strength Co 45s you have it on your deadlift platform, and then have those rubber weights with a slightly smaller diameter over there.
Yeah.
And then like that's like your deadlift setup, and it never leaves, right? Because you're squatting 275 right now.
Correct.
So you don't need 845s on that rack, right? And I just think that's like a weird nice to have.
I think that's,
and it just makes the I don't know, it just feels smoother.
So I need to buy, if only I knew someone who
it sold more plates.
Gosh.
Yeah. But I don't think you need more plates. I mean, I'd love to say
I think
more
I'm
plates.
good on plates.
Yeah, I think you're good on plates.
I might need another bar at some point in
Might
time.
need another bar. Well, you need another bar because you don't have a bar with a center knurl. And the reason I bring that up
is a game changer.
That is a game changer.
For real.
I've given it to clients, gotten clients to purchase it. Bar with no center knurl at your weight squatting, the difference of that bar gripping your back and holding on, you will not believe it. And you could do a fix right now. You take an athletic tape and you could tape the middle and it would help. And you'd be, Grant's right. And then buy the bar. But the middle bar, that middle knurling is huge. And your bar that you have right now, an Inspire bar, that's 28 millimeter, great deadlift bar. more whip on it. You're going to be able to pull more weight on it. Take that Inspire bar, put it on your deadlift platform, then get a Strength Coach bar. You will be so happy you did. So happy.
I better buy a bar.
Which
tonight.
one would you recommend?
Wait, hold on. Hey,
Core bar,
give me
standard
5 minutes.
bar?
So in his particular scenario, I would definitely recommend a core bar.
That's what I would say.
Because you have a 28 millimeter. Abby can deadlift with the 28 millimeter.
Okay.
You can deadlift with a 28 millimeter because you have more flex. I'd recommend the 28.5 millimeter for people that are looking for one bar to solve all issues. So it has a little bit more flex when you deadlift. It's a little bit smaller if you have smaller hands, but it has a center knurl. It's stiff enough. The knurling is aggressive enough that I can deadlift heavy on it, but your wife can also deadlift on it without being like, my thumbs are getting ripped off. Whereas like the 29 is super stiff, which is going to be hard on the deadlift.
Yeah.
Which you can make arguments that that's better, but it's going to be harder. But the knurling's more aggressive. You're probably going to like it. You're a big, huge Texan ready to grab it. You just finished roping some cattle. But
I know you're armed.
But Abby may not like it.
Yeah.
Right? May not like the 29. So I think for you get that 29 millimeter. It's stiff, great for your presses, great for your benches, great for your squats, aggressive center knurl. Deadlift on your Inspire bar, 28 millimeter, you get some flex on it. And then once in a while, you might be like, hey, let me see how this knurling feels on the core bar compared to the other one. And I bet, I won't say, I bet you'll like the grip of it better, but then you'll be like, I can tell the difference with this millimeter.
Gotcha.
That's crazy. Yeah. I know we're talking about meters earlier, but millimeters, half a millimeter.
These are different meters.
Yeah,
okay.
But it makes a big difference.
Okay.
And the grip on your back is.
Speaking of
a
Abby,
big deal.
can we get a round of golf clap for she had her PR on deadlift this week?
Outstanding work, Abby. Shout out.
Golf clap.
Yeah, Abby.
Yeah.